Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Great to have you with us. Hey, it's a Thursday. I don't know if you've been outside yet, but it is fantastic outside. Dr. Lana Pagao is my co-host this morning, the communications director from HCC's Northwest College. Lana, good morning. Have you been outside yet? Oh, your mic is off.
I have been outside and it feels absolutely wonderful. And I'm so excited. We're getting to the cooler weather.
Yeah. It took long enough. It seems like it's, they said last time we had this cool weather was like April the 23rd.
Oh, my goodness.
Like a lifetime ago.
Wow.
But we are glad to have you with us, Lana, this morning as our co-host. Welcome back to the show. And we're also happy to have all of you watching us on Facebook Live. We're live just about every morning when HCC is in session, every weekday morning, live at 10 a.m. And Lana, they can catch us in social media anytime and on HCCTV.
Yeah, we are live at Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on HCC TV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, Lana, stick around. We'll be talking about some happenings at the Northwest College, as well as our Thursday Family Fun Day guest. Joining us now is Jessica Reyes. She's the Public Relations Manager for the Houston Zoo. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You know, it's hard to believe we're already in the fall, but it's time for Zoo again, right?
It is. You guys were talking about the wonderful weather, and there's no better place to be in Houston than the Houston Zoo, walking around. The animals are enjoying it just as much as we are. So really good time to be here.
All right. We're looking forward to hearing all about that. Lana is going to be with you shortly, so stick around. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
You got it.
Okay, we're going to kick things off. You may have seen her earlier this week on The Topic, which was live on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, by the way, at 1 p.m. Marisa Benitez is the Interim Advising Manager with Student Services at HCC Southeast College. Welcome to Up to the Minute. How are you doing, Marisa?
I'm doing great. Like you said, enjoying this nice, fresh weather.
Yeah, is it just as cool on the east side of town as well?
Beautiful. I actually got here a little bit early and I went for a stroll around campus. The best time for a walk.
Wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we were discussing on The Topic on Tuesday. And by the way, folks, if you haven't seen Tuesday's topic, we talked about Hispanic Heritage Month and speaking with a few leaders here at HCC, and Marisa was one of them. But tell us what this month means to you, Marisa.
So this month ultimately holds a deep place in my heart. And it's a time where in the Hispanic culture, we can provide everybody with a glimpse of the different types of arts, the food. I know food is huge. The type of expression that we have in food is just amazing. Literature, Flocorico. I know there's trying to figure out which way, the Flocorico dancer in the back. So my parents are originally from Mexico. On my mom's side from Matamoros, Mexico. My father's side, Miguel Alemán. So they definitely made sure growing up that their sons and my parents, my tias, my mom, and then us as well in my generation, that we live out those traditions and values that they hold so deep in their heart as well. And, you know, it's a time for not only us and staff here at HCC, but the students to be able to express and how they live every day and just bring to life for others to see and just embrace the culture.
Well, you were talking about some of the things, but what the culture means to you, and you mentioned a few. Food, of course, that's a big one, but also family, religion. You mentioned dancing as well. Let's talk about some of the things that you hold dear with your culture.
Of course. So number one is our faith. Definitely in our culture, one of the values is the strong devotion to our Catholic faith. So as a family, we would attend church every Sunday, participate in daily mass and prayer and adoration. And growing up, so I have a twin sister, so we were always together. So my parents definitely had us very involved in the church youth group, the church choir, and altar servers. We did that as a devotion to our faith, and we did that actually all the way up till college. So it's the most amazing part really is to be able to share the faith with others and just come together as a family, especially in time of prayer. And food, I know we talk about food all the time, but food is our love language. Since I was a little girl, our grandmother and my mother and tias would come together and say, hey, let's make tamales. And not only was that a time to come together, but a time just to kind of relax and just figure out what's going on in life and have those conversations with your family too. If something was going on, that was a perfect time to talk about it. And it's, if you think about it, it's in the Hispanic culture, is we believe that we feed our loved ones as if we're feeding our souls, you know, and it's experiencing a connection and just expressing love. And it may sound funny, but, you know, every time I visit my parents, I leave with a bag of fruits, vegetables, and meat, as if I don't have food in my house, but it's their way of expressing love through food, like making sure I leave with a quesadilla on my way home. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay, you know, but, and I know here at HCC Southeast, like we do the same thing. We promote it to our staff and their students, and we definitely incorporate that every single day. And of course, dancing, folklorico dancer in the back, prime one. So I did folklorico as a child. That was definitely something my parents made sure we did get to experience, because that's our culture, that type of dancing. And my grandparents actually love to dance, and that's where we get it. And that's where I get it. So my grandparents danced the style of dancing that's called chotis and redoba. It's like a Tejano dancing, country two-step with a little hop, I guess you can say it. But, you know, they love to dance, and they made sure all of us love to dance. And when I tell you everybody dances, everybody. Since the little ones start learning how to walk, let's go, let's start dancing. So, and I know here at Southeast, our president, Dr. Villagrán Glover, is all about TikToks. So she's like, let's do a TikTok. Let's meet at the stairs at 12 o'clock, bring the students in. And, you know, it's a way for us to create those positive and engaging environments for our students to come and get together and just dance it out, you know, and kind of just, okay, go back to reality. Let's go back to class, go back to work.
I want to ask you about the importance of education in your culture. And I know that you had mentioned before the show started that you have a twin sister, and she also works in education as well.
So yes, so my sister, Monica Benitez, we both started at South Texas College in the Rio Grande Valley. So it was something since we were little that my parents always told us, you know, have the value of education is worth a lot to your name. Nobody can take that away from you. So I can be thankful enough that I was qualified for the financial support to be able to go to college. So when I told my parents, hey, I'm going to college, I'm going to go for my bachelor's, they're like, amazing. That's something that we couldn't do. Like, I'm glad you're doing that for you and for our family. So about 10 years later, and if it wasn't for my twin sister for the push saying, Marisa, we can do better. We can be better. Let's go for our master's. And I think about it. I'm like, who am I? Like, should I get a master's? Like, is that even something I should do or can do? Sure enough, we got our master's of education in higher education in 2020. And it was just then where we're like, okay, do we keep going? Do we stop? What are we doing? You know, we kind of give our pros and cons, and it was like, you know what? We have to go for it. We're already in the realm of how to study, how to take tests, like just move forward. So sure enough, I'm entering my second year in my doctorate program. So it is a doctor of education in curriculum and leadership in higher ed. So, I mean, Dr. Marisa Benitez has a great ring to it, right? So hopefully in a year and a half, I'm on my road to success, and hopefully I'll be Dr. Marisa Benitez. But, you know, it's always a thing where on the back of my mind, I can hear my grandparents, who are unfortunately not here with us, and saying, si se puede, you can do it, ándale mijita, like make us proud. You know, it's those words that are just engraved in my head. I just keep repeating them because I'm continuing my education for them, for the ones who couldn't do it. And for every Latina, for every Latino that's saying si se puede, like for my niece and nephew, they're in elementary school. I'm doing this for them as well. Sure. So be able to tell them, hey, continue your education. So we took pictures when we got our master's with my niece and nephew, and it was just an amazing time to see the regalia and all the stoles. And I had a Mexican American stole that said class of 2020. So that was amazing to see, looking up to us as an example. You know, that's what I want to do. And that's one of the biggest importance in our culture is education.
Let's talk about what we mentioned at the top of your segment. We mentioned that this is Hispanic Heritage Month. And I know on the East Side, especially at the Southeast College, you have a number of things going on for students that they can participate in. We've got about 2 minutes left. Maybe you can give us some highlights of what you've got going on out there.
Of course. So here at HCC Southeast, our president, Dr. Villagrán Glover, our dean, Dr. Perez, and our associate dean, Alejandra Campos Guerrero. So they're creating spaces for students to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And we do have a couple events, Todd, one of them being the highlight, which is a catwalk. So this is an amazing event where we're going to bring out a catwalk, and we're going to have the students dress up in their attire from their countries and whatever they feel comfortable into sharing, whether it's the Mexican shirt, dress, whatever it be from their culture. They can walk the catwalk, stream down, and then at the same time being able to bring their favorite food. So whether it be menudo, tamales, pupusas, whatever you are comfortable with bringing and sharing with, and just so that faculty, staff, and students get a glimpse of the other cultures and be able to love that. And that's going to be on October. I'll get back to you. I think it's October 7th, but I'll get back to you on that date. And currently right now in the art gallery, second floor learning hub, we're showcasing artifacts for Latin American countries. So this is an opportunity for staff, faculty, and students to bring artifacts, whether it's pottery, fabrics, photos of their families, and just photos that we can reflect on their traditions and being able to say, this is my culture, this is where I come from. And it's here the whole month of October, all the way till October 15th, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot going on there at HCC Southeast College. We'll have some links and some more information in our social media post after the show. Marisa Benitez, the Interim Advising Manager of Student Services at HCC Southeast College. Thanks for being here again, becoming a regular on the show.
Thank you, Todd. I truly appreciate it. It was definitely an honor to be able to be participating in today's show.
All right. Thanks, Marisa. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to turn things over to Dr. Lana Pagao, who's got a guest from the Houston Zoo, and we're talking Zubu and more, Lana.
Yes, lots of fun. So we're going to move on to Jessica Reyes. She is the Public Relations Manager of the Houston Zoo. Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Hi there. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. We're glad to have the zoo back to talk about its annual tradition, the Zubu. But also you are celebrating your 100th year anniversary. And I have to tell you, when my kids were small, we couldn't wait for October and December because we were at the zoo almost every day for Zubu and the Christmas lights. So tell us about the Zubu.
Yes, well, you guys aren't the only ones. Zubu is almost the kickoff for us to our holiday season. Mm-hmm. As soon as you guys walk in, you mentioned our 100th anniversary. You can't miss it. There's going to be a huge sign up top celebrating and commemorating such a big anniversary for us. And really all throughout the zoo, it's going to be intermingled, obviously, with our Zubu decorations. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just a wonderful time of year. And it kicks off this weekend. It's going to start October 1st. It's going to go all the way through October 31st. And then obviously that's a direct slide into Zoo Lights, which is another favorite, but we have a lot of new stuff to talk about when it comes to Zubu here at the Houston Zoo.
Right. So the activities looks like that they can take a fall portrait, walk through the pumpkin tunnel that's made up of what, 500 pumpkin lanterns?
Yes. Yeah. So if you guys are familiar with the zoo, right, where the lions are across from the tigers and the bears, we have 500 pumpkin lanterns that are hanging. And something really exciting new this year is that they're going to be illuminated and you can actually enjoy them every Friday of October during Zubu After Hours. Wow. So we had this After Hours program last year. It was so popular that we decided not only to bring it back, but to bring it back every single week for the entire month of October. And what this means is that the zoo is actually going to stay open later than usual. We're going to close at 8:30 every evening. Last entry will be at 7:30. So make sure you get into the zoo before 7:30. That way you can actually really take in not only the Zubu decorations, but they will be illuminated at night. And, you know, it just makes all the difference, not only seeing all the decorations, but really enjoying the animals and seeing how they interact with their habitats at night. So it's really a cool thing for everyone.
Yeah, my kids loved putting on their costumes and kind of trick-or-treating around the zoo. It was a safe place and it was just a lot of fun. So what are some of the special Halloween themed events that you all have going on this year?
So we will be having a digital photo contest. So we are encouraging everyone to come out in your best costume and take those pictures. We have photo ops all over the zoo. They're so great. I walked the zoo yesterday and there are so many photo opportunities. So if you're looking for that family fall portrait or with some friends or couples photography, there's something for everyone out here. All we are asking is that if you do want to enter this photo digital contest, is to go ahead and post those photos on your social media pages. All you have to do is remember to hashtag Houston Zoo, and we will automatically be looking for those photos and be picking out our winners. But we also have other new stuff going on, including an interactive dance floor. Our animals are also going to be taking part in the fun, which means they will be having daily fall-themed animal enrichment. So every day we give our animals some sort of enrichment, really to exercise their cognitive, their behavioral, their sensory skills. So if you see, the lions with some pumpkins or the tigers with a puzzle, whether it's a scented cinnamon or something like that, they're also going to be taking in on the fun.
Now, is there something going on at the bug house as well?
Yeah, so the bug house will be open during after hours. There will be decorations in there. It's almost so appropriate, seeing all the bugs, the creepy crawlies during Halloween. This is just kind of taking it up to the next level, and it will be open till 8:30 on Fridays.
Awesome. So, costumes, kids love to put on costumes. Parents spend lots of money on costumes. Is there going to be any type of costume contest this year?
Yeah, so that's the contest that's going to be digital. It'll be online. We want to see those photos. So go ahead, bring those costumes. The weather makes it a little bit easier because, we're not in that heat right now. So take advantage of the weather. Come out here, get dressed up, and have some fun.
Great. Now, you mentioned the animals. So the animals will be part of the fun, and they'll be there pretty much all month long, receiving kind of fall-themed enrichment.
Yeah, so all of our animals receive some sort of enrichment every day that exercises something different, whether it's something physical, something that they have to figure out, whether it's a puzzle. It's something that we do every single day. Our animal care team takes care of this with the animals. The only difference is that we also want them to enjoy the fall season. So whether that means it's going to be something scented with, cinnamon that is very synonymous with fall, or pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns. Each animal species does have their own preference, just like humans, whether it's a certain treat that they like or a certain toy that they like. Our animals are very much like that. So they will be receiving enrichment that is going to be fall themed. So we want everyone to come out, watch them, enjoy their enrichment. And it really is a cool thing to see and experience.
Yeah. So I'm curious, how long does it take you all to set up these lights and get all of these activities in place? That must take a lot of planning.
It is a lot of planning, a lot of manpower, but it's all worth it at the end because seeing the smile on, everyone's faces and just enjoying everything, it makes everything worth it for us. But yes, it does take a couple of months to set up. So we started back in August setting up for Zubu as well as Zoo Lights. If you've ever been out here, you know that our Zoo Lights event is also very extensive. We wish it could be done overnight, but it can't. So we start as early as August, setting up for Zubu, leading into Zoo Lights.
Great. Well, is there a charge for Zubu activities?
So Zubu is actually included with your general admission tickets. All you have to do, if you're not a member, you do have to make a reservation online. I want to remind everyone that we are not selling any tickets here on site at the zoo. We have gone completely digital, which actually helps save animals in the wild when we recycle paper. And in this case, no longer using those paper tickets because we are going digital. All you have to do is go to our website, houstonzoo.org. Make your reservation on there, pick a time slot that you want to come and just come out and have fun. If you are a zoo member, you do not need to make a reservation. You just come out in your costumes whenever you want, and we'll be here ready for you guys.
Right. And to make that reservation, if you're not a member, you go to houstonzoo.org, correct?
Correct. Yes. All of our information is on our website.
Wonderful. Well, I'm sure we'll have you back to talk about the zoo lights because that is just a really cool part of the holiday season as well. It's kind of one of those traditions where it's not Christmas until you've been to the zoo lights. Well, thank you, Jessica Reyes, Public Relations Manager of the Houston Zoo. We'll have your information in our post after the show. Have a good day.
Sounds wonderful. We hope to see you guys out here.
I'm sure we'll all
right.
be.
Definitely need to get out there soon to the zoo. All right. We've got a few things to talk about before we wrap up today's show on this Thursday. First off, the Fall 2022 series of mental health and wellness webinars will highlight Carl Jung's theory of individuation, the process of becoming a psychological individual, recognizing your innermost uniqueness, paving the way to becoming your own self, which is disguised from ego-centeredness. The various webinar topics will discuss personal complexes and ways to regulate powerful instincts, drives, and energy that can cause such issues as chronic emotional, relational problems, mental illness, and more. This series is open to HCC students, faculty, and staff, and it begins today. That's right, September 29th today from 5 to 6 p.m. It's a Zoom session. You can join them virtually, and we'll have some information after the show on how you can do that. And Lana, it's time for transfer fairs, by the way.
It is, but I have to tell you, individuation, I think that's a new word I've learned just now.
I know. I was like, what? Hey, what?
Right. Well, our students can join HCC at one of our 9 campuses that's hosting fall transfer fairs. They're going on from October 3rd to the 12th, where they can hear from and visit with about 60 universities. And the first one is Monday, October 3rd at Northline and Eastside campuses, and then Tuesday, October 4th at Central and Stafford campuses from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we'll have more transfer fairs will follow that week and the week following. So just go ahead and check out our district Facebook page or the link in our post after the show for more information.
Okay, there is an exhibition of new paintings and photo works by Houston-based artist Sol Diaz. Explores how the poetic relationship between nature and man is a source of regeneration and comfort. It's through December the 9th. It's free, of course. Just check out HCC's Southeast College East Side Wedge Space Arts Gallery. Could they have picked a longer name? Really long name. Wow. Get to work on that one. Okay. Registration's not required for this event, but everyone's welcomed and it's free. So make sure you get out there. And Lana, they've got some DEI fall podcasts that are ongoing throughout the semester.
Yeah, Dr. Donna Davis, she's our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. She'll be discussing October's DEI podcast to provide a dialogue for the HCC community. And that will be 11:30 to noon next Thursday, October 6th. And the topic will be critical race theory, a hot topic right now. And we'll have that link for more information in our post after the show.
Okay, the Small Business Success Series continues. Of course, they're offering 10 free interactive Zoom sessions, 10 free interactive Zoom sessions. It's thanks to a partnership we have with Wells Fargo, 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, October the 11th through November the 10th. Check it out. You can't pass up something that's free. Check out our post after the show for information on how you can register for this. Lana, I know it's a big thing for you guys. We're doing a final push. If you want to get classes in before the fall semester is completely over, you can still do so. But the trick here is, Lana, as you know, they're shorter sessions, but you still have to get the same number of credit hours in. So now is the time to sign up.
That's right. Its second start has begun. I can't believe that we're at that point that fall semester is going to be done just real soon. But students can still register for even more intensive sessions beginning in October and even in November. So it's worth checking HCC schedules with the same course options. We have our online anytime, no established class meeting times unless listed, online on a schedule where classes meet at a set time and online, or we have our hybrid courses, which is a lecture that meets face-to-face in person and partially virtually online. And then there's, of course, our traditional courses that are in person, face-to-face at various campus locations. And then we have our hybrid labs and studio courses. So for registration to all HCC programs, you just have to go to hccs.edu/apply.
So Lana, before we go, any big happenings out there at the Northwest College you want to highlight? Anything you guys have coming up in the next few weeks?
You know, we have a lot of outreach activities going on in our community. So we're going to be out there. You'll be seeing us all over West Houston area. And we just want to get our information out there to help our students and our high school students in the area make good choices.
That's right. So if you need more information, check out their website. Go to our website and look up the Northwest College, and you can find out all the happenings there. And look for them in social media, because you guys are all across social media as well. Right?
We love social media.
All right, Lana, thanks for being here today. Thanks for joining us on the show and filling in as our co-host.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you all for being here. Tomorrow's Film Friday. We've got a special guest there. And then we'll talk with 3 HCC students who won the grand prize at Intel's annual AI Global Impact Festival. Pretty cool. All that and more tomorrow on Up to the Minute. We'll see you live at 10 a.m.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me, I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.